Hey guys, I'm here making this video. It's for knitters. It's the basic foundation of knitting because it's for casting on. You cannot cast on, you cannot knit without casting on, of course, because basically what casting on is, it gives you the stitches that are used for the project. So there are many different ways how you can cast on. This is an easy, simple hack. I call it a knitting hack because I think it's way easier than any other way that I've watched or done before. It's similar to a couple, but it's, I don't know. I just think it's easier. So you only need one needle. You knit with 2 needles, but you only need one to cast on. By the way, this video is perfect for everyone. If you're a crossover, if you crochet and you want to learn how to knit, this is perfect. If you know how to knit and want an easier way, it's perfect. And if you don't know how to do anything and you just want to learn and knit, go. This is perfect for you. Go for it. So yes, so we have our one needle. This is a wooden needle. If you're a complete beginner, I would probably suggest a bamboo needle because it's less slick. Metal needles are really slippery, and you're in more jeopardy of losing a stitch. So, obviously we need yarn. This is, I believe it's Red Heart. I have no idea. I got it at Michael's. I don't know. I just saw it laying around, so I picked it up. You don't need the yarn in front of you when you're doing this. Well, you need it, but I don't need it in front of me to do this video, so I'm just going to place it to the side. I'm going to find the end and put it to the side. So we're going to be starting with a slip knot. Slip knot is really important to knitting and crocheting. That's the end of the yarn. This is the working end of the yarn. So the end is the tail, and that's the yarn we don't want to work with. We want to work with the working yarn, obviously. That's attached to the yarn itself. So we make a loop. I guess like a hook. I know it looks more like a hook. And we take the tail and put it in front. And then we're going to pick up where we crossed it over. And we're going to put our fingers through the hook we just made. Not the hook, but the circle we just made. And bring up a loop. And then we're going to pinch the loop and pull. And you can change the size of it. That's another great thing about it. You can adjust it. And sorry, this is out of focus. I'm trying to fix it. And nope. Not yet. Ooh, yeah. All right, now we're in focus. So it's called a slip knot because you can pull it, and it just slips right through. So let me show you one more time just so that you understand. But this is really important, so if you want a video, I'll make it for you because I use this for knitting and crocheting. So we crossed over and we pulled up a loop, and there we go. Okay, so there's our slip knot. A perfect little slip knot. Ah, isn't it beautiful? Okay, so now we're going to put it, so that's the tail, and this is the working yarn. So the tail is obviously short, and the working yarn is obviously long and attached to the yarn. So I'm going to put in our needle now, right, and you see it's a little loose, and that's okay. We can adjust that. We will adjust that because we don't want it to be loose. We want it to be a perfectly snug fit. So this is how I hold it. This is how I hold it for everything. You'll see this position of my hands all the time. So I put my forefinger on the stitch itself, and I hold the tail with my 3 fingers. And now I'm just going to pull the working yarn towards the needle to tighten it. And there you go. Now it won't fall off or slide down. Okay, so now we have that. And it's basically just really important to have it snug, not tight. Because if it's tight, once you start knitting, you will not be able to take it off the needle. I don't know. just, I don't know, it's hard at first to get your stitches to be the right way. So just, I don't know. It's a trial and error type of thing. Okay, so now we can get going. So I'm going to put the tail in between my 3 fingers. I'm going to hold it by my 3 fingers. I have my forefinger on top of the stitch. And this is all with my right hand, but you can do it with your left hand. I just am used to doing it with my right hand, but I can also do it with my left hand. So you can do this, you can adjust this either way. So now with my left hand, I'm going to show you the positions of my fingers. My thumb and my forefinger are pointed out, and my last 3 fingers are folded over. And they're folded over because I'm going to place the working yarn through them. I'm not going to like hold them there. I'm just going to make sure, like hold them tight. I'm just going to make sure that it's fed through there and that it is controlled, because I don't want it going anywhere. So now I'll show you how it's done. I'll bring the yarn in front of my palm, wrap it around the back of my hand, and bring it back in between the pointer finger and the middle finger. And now the yarn that is attached to the needle is in front of the other yarn, creating an X. And see that? Yeah. So now we're going to go under the yarn in front of our palm, over and behind the yarn of our hands, pull it through, and there we go. Now we have 2 stitches on our needle. Now this is why I don't like working with a long tail, because sometimes you end up making a stitch with the tail and it's terrible. Okay, so let's show you again. So I'm going to put my forefinger on the second stitch, the stitch we just made. Basically you want this finger to be on the stitch that is closest to the pointy end of the needle, or the end of the needle. So I have my left hand in a position, and I'm going to wrap it around again and bring it forward, and then I'm going to put the needle underneath the yarn that is in front of my palm, bringing it over and behind the yarn that is in the back of my hand. And now I'm going to touch the stitch that I just made. I can pull my fingers out and I can pull the yarn through. There you go. So I'm going to just show you a couple more times. Under, over, boom, boom, you got it. I'm just going to show you a couple more times so that you can see that it's kind of like a flow. There's like a rhythm to it. Once you get the hang of it, I honestly suggest watching this first and then trying it once while watching it, and then just doing it. So now we have our stitches, and you should move them, you should spread them out a little bit so that they're spaced out so you can count them and they're not too cluttered on the needle itself. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more times so that you can really understand. And I want you to notice that my right hand is in the same position. The only thing that changes is which stitch my forefinger is holding. But I'm still holding the tail yarn with my last 3 fingers. So there we go. It really is a rhythm, and I really just honestly think I wanted to show this Oh, see, even I make mistakes. Not mistakes, just mess-ups, no matter what I do. It's very humbling knitting. No matter how amazing you are, or how long you've been doing it, you will always have a mistake or two, or trip up over yourself. So, definitely something that's great. It's good to humble yourself sometimes, right? I think so. Okay, so now we have our, oh, I guess I made one more. Okay, so our stitches are straight. They're in line. That's really important, especially if you're working with circular needles, because if they're twisted, then your work will be twisted. It doesn't matter so much with flat work, but it's just a good habit to get into. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And give me any more advice on some videos I should make in the future. Thanks. Bye.